Welcome to Helping Hands. This is where we recognise the people across Australia who make the world a better place. Coming up today,
this is like a little high tea. We have lemon slice.
the positive impact of coming together for good.
When you're not grateful, you become entitled.
We look at the connection between joy and happiness, and we invite you to connect at helpinghands.tv. Every year, Wesley Mission works with thousands of people who are experiencing homelessness. Through their work in supported accommodation, they help people to have a roof over their heads, a bed to sleep in, and a community to be part of.
We're at Miller, Western Sydney. We're having a community engagement event and we're cooking brunch for the guys here, bacon, eggs, sausages. Community engagement is where the tenants come together to engage with each other to build community. Hong, do you want to help take some of this off?
Yes.
Thank you, darling.
You're welcome.
Today we have students from the uni studying social work. We also have Cass, who's part of my team, and we have Hong. And also we will have Darren from the Royal Botanical Gardens coming today. He helps us with gardening for the tenants. We do gardens, and today I think he's doing a bit of a surprise, putting together a table so people can join together in community.
Here, do you want to take these one and I'll take the barbecue?
If we work together as a team, then the tenants see that we engage well together, so therefore they will feel comfortable with us as well. How are you, David? You're looking so well today.
Hey, how you doing?
Yes, you're feeling good?
I am actually. I'm feeling very good.
Has anyone told you about the flat packs being made up? Because the guys were supposed to come and clean, but now what they're going to do is spend the time that they were going to do just doing a bit of cleaning to put the flat packs together for you.
Ah,
So that's exciting, isn't it?
My name's Darren and I work for the Royal Botanic Gardens. We partner with Wesley Mission. They made contact with us. The program that I'm involved in is called Community Greening. This is an outreach program, so we go out into the community. We work with people who live in social housing. At the moment, I'm coming to this complex once a month, so I meet with Lisa and the team from Wesley Mission. And we come out, we support community, we work side by side with them, and we promote the health benefits of gardening and horticultural therapy.
what have we bought for us?
We're making a table today. Hope you've got your painting skills with you.
Oh, I've got some skills with me, but let's see what
It's
to...
all in the wrist.
Thank you.
Well, this is fancy.
Yeah.
So I'm the cook today, am I?
Hang on. Chef, the chef.
Plan for today is to build a table that the guys can use in the garden. The table's been put together by Tallerwood Men's Shed. They've put probably about 95% of the table together already, and we're going to finish it off today, find a nice spot to put it in the garden, and hopefully they'll be able to use it in their day-to-day activities and when we run our gardening workshops and other bits and pieces.
Here's the gloves, Indy. Yep, everyone right?
Oh my God.
Too tight, there are more. What we need is somebody to chop onions. We need actually another table so that we can put it near the barbecue.
Lisa is the glue that holds us all together. So Lisa connects us as a team and the tenancy in the office, but then she also connects with the tenants and she's often the bridge that links the two.
Yeah? Oh, thank you.
Depending on the day, I am the organiser. So in the context of Community Housing Day, that could be as little as organising the buses to get somewhere, as much as, organising the day from the start in terms of if it's a big production, like we're all going to a particular hall or the Royal Botanic Gardens for a tour. It really depends on the context of the day, but I organise from the little things to organising the shopping list, to organising the tenants, to organising the team. So in terms of if we don't have sausages and we don't have milks and all those little things, we don't have a day that's going to function and going to work. And at the end of the day, we've done a lot of work to make sure the tenants are happy and feel engaged here and feel connected. And it's as much as getting them out to the smell of onions that's important. So if we don't have onions, there's no onion smell, they're not coming out. So I'm just marking down who's actually here, how they're going. I'm talking about what they're looking forward to today, how they're feeling, what they're looking forward to, what we can do in the future maybe. Because at the end of the day, community engagement is about those connections and making sure that they're feeling good about the event. And if they're not, we try to figure out what's going on and if we can do something else and make it better.
After the break, the community benefits of gardening.
Pretty much when we go out into the community, we encourage people to work with us, so we work side by side.
Connection and community is so important, especially to things like mental health. Finding time to make that sense of community again and just have a chat to your neighbour. For some people, that chat to their neighbours is all they're going to have that day. So we want to make sure that those chats and that interaction and that connection is happening when we're not here.
So what we're going to do is paint that black, the slats to go inside this. I love connecting with people. I actually am quite shy, but everybody says I don't look shy, but that's because I try to go out of my way to make people feel comfortable, and I try to do to others what I'd have them do to me. This is like a little high tea. We have lemon slice, chocolate cupcakes and vanilla cupcakes. We have strawberries, chocolate biscuits, caramel biscuits, which the guys really love. We have these little cream cakes, a cherry ripe slice. We put on a high tea because the guys like to have something special. This is something that they probably wouldn't normally have every day. When they come out and join with us, have a nice cappuccino, which they wouldn't normally have in their own homes, they can come and have a cup of tea and a nice cake or a bit of fruit. I feel like it's really important for the tenants' mental health and also just for their well-being, because when you connect with a person, you feel cared for and loved. And I also feel like we're being hospitable to them, serving them, making them coffees, giving them food, so they feel loved and cared for by us as a team. Oh yeah, this is exciting, guys. A new table.
And we're just going to put it just here for now. That'll do. Got our painters? Who's painting?
Come on, Bruce. Come over with me, please.
It's going to need
over
two
this
coats.
way. Here.
All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a coat of paint on all these slats, and we want to try and do the three sides. So we've obviously got the top here, and then we'll try and do the two sides here, but we're not going to worry about painting the bottom. Yeah, mate, go for your life. Paint away.
Watch out for your shirt.
George is a very experienced painter. I've seen his painting skills before. Can you get in there, George? Pretty much when we go out into the community, we encourage people to work with us, so we work side by side. It's a real team effort.
Oh, one for you.
Both groups come along with the goal of supporting the residents. I mean, that's what it's all about.
Thank you so much.
We're going to do two coats, George. Yeah, it's a bit streaky.
Bruce, that's fantastic.
Righto, Lisa,
Okay, Mum, be a
those
sharer.
painted ones we're going to put in between these two bags.
I know it's been good this morning.
see it's a bit blobby there. We just make sure we thin that out. We don't have to rush. We can take our time.
It's going to take forever.
No, it's not. We'll probably have some brekkie and a bit of a feed and a bit of a chat, and then we can come back and put on the second coat. Today we're building a table, which is not usually associated with gardening, but that's something that's going to be incorporated into the gardening program. So the guys that live here will be able to use it when they're doing some gardening, when we're running workshops, even when they have their morning teas and stuff, they can use that to put their food and drinks and bits and pieces on. Hey, Peter's here.
Peter,
I think the job's finished and he's got the paintbrush.
Look who it
These.
is. This is Jane and Peter. They're both tenancy workers for this area. Dry cleaning? You don't get it on your clothes. Who's going to pay for my dry cleaning bill? It's not shiny black.
Well, sometimes I might go to a complex and there'll be people coming together who have never met each other, but they've been living side by side for 6 months, a year. So it just provides that opportunity to bring people together. You know, there's a lot of people here today and it's all a little manic at the moment. It's fantastic, and hopefully when it's all put together and it's finished, they'll all be happy with what they've achieved.
If you are a helping hand or would like to see a helping hand from your local community featured on this program, visit our website and be in touch. We'd love to hear about the people and organisations across Australia who are making the world a better place.
We'll see the second part of Wesley Mission's Community Housing Day next week. Head over to helpinghands.tv to let us know about a helping hand in your local community. Welcome back to Helping Hands. This is where we celebrate the people and organisations across Australia who help to make the world a better place. What does it mean to be joyful? Is it a concept that exists only for Christmas time, or can it be all year round? What about happiness? What does it mean to be happy? And is joy an extension of happiness? The panel joined Laura in the studio to discuss joy and happiness.
Thank you so much for joining us. With me on the panel today, we have Brooke Prentice, a Waka Waka woman and Aboriginal and education consultant. We've also got Raewyn Elsgood from Sports Chaplaincy Australia and Graham Cowan, one of the founding board directors of Are You OK? Thank you all for being with us today. Thanks, Laura. Raewyn, I want to start with you. This idea of joy, what does that mean?
Everything. I think for me in particular, it's something that's long lasting. It's consistent, opposed to happiness, which is fleeting.
Do you see it, Brooke, as an extension of happiness to be joyful?
Perhaps, but I think joy is in its own category. You know, as someone who faces a lot of injustice, stands alongside a lot of people facing injustice, I think there's so much pain, and on the other side of that is the joy. And when you get the grasp of that, that's really important. And I think that's actually the fullness of life. And so that's where joy becomes such an important part.
When you face injustice, how do you have joy alongside that?
Yeah, it can sometimes be hard, and it's needing to take whatever moment that is. So Aboriginal people, we're actually really funny, and we use humour. Humour is so important, and like we can be in very serious business, and an elder will come out with something really funny. Sometimes non-Indigenous people don't understand the joke, and that's even funnier and gives us a lot of joy as well. But I think for people to to see that joy in Aboriginal people. And you see it at things like NAIDOC Week, which is supposed to be for the nation. We call NAIDOC Week, well, I do, Aboriginal Christmas. And so, you know, it actually gives us those moments to express that joy and encourage others to find that joy with us. And again, that's that fullness of life when we look at our shared history.
Yeah, joy can be infectious. I like that picture of it. And Graham, it's something, whether we're able to latch onto joy or latch onto happiness, that can really affect our mental well-being. How do you see that playing out?
I see happiness as being very fleeting. You know, you can't be on, well, there are some people that are eternally grateful and happy, and that's lovely to be around those people. But I think many of us, it can be a part-time thing. But longer term, I think if you can tap into meaning and purpose and pursue meaning and purpose, that to me brings joy and a sense of contributing. And that sense of contributing, I think, is core. And ironically, that then leads to happiness, you know. So pursuing happiness in its own right doesn't... I remember early in my life, you know, these are the 10 things you've got to do to be happy. Doing this each day. And it was fleeting. But, you know, choosing to do things that benefit others, I think that does bring lasting joy.
And often we can connect happiness with the high moments of life, the exciting moments. But when it comes to the everyday, more mundane seasons, perhaps, Raewyn, how do we find joy in those moments that we, you know, are more familiar with, I guess?
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head with the word moment. You take one moment at a time, and sometimes you've actually got to force a smile, look for something to be grateful for, and then, should I dare to say, fake it till you make it? Because I think by practicing a smile, people smile back at you, and your body and your mind start to catch up with that action.
And to make it a genuine thing, is gratefulness a contributor to that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think turning your mind, when you're not grateful, you become entitled. And entitled becomes all about you, where gratitude is all about everybody else and what joy you can bring to others.
And in the difficult times of life, what does that look like, Graham, to find joy through difficult times?
Gratitude is a really important element, and you know, I'm not saying gratitude fixes everyone all times, but if it's done consistently, like Martin Seligman, one of the fathers of positive psychology, he did this study where people wrote down on a pad beside their bed 3 things they were grateful for that day, no matter what sort of day they'd had. It could be just had a great cup of coffee, saw a beautiful butterfly, but actually thinking about those positive things. And he showed that if you do that, I think it was for 14 days in a row, it had a long-term effect on your sense of well-being.
And it's interesting as you say that. I think, Brooke, what you were talking about, how for a lot of First Nations peoples, injustice, difficult times can feel lifelong. You know, it's not just these fleeting instances. When you look at it from that perspective, how do you find joy in what can be a very long, difficult time?
Yes, and I think it's not just in one lifetime, it's generational as well. And I guess if I bring it back to my own life, some of my greatest moments of joy, I love to get up and watch sunrise. And sunrise, with the beginning of each new day, brings its possibilities. And so I find joy in the sunrise. And as I listen, particularly along the coastline, whether it's the eastern whipbird and its call, the wind through the she oaks or the gum trees, and taking that time to listen deeply. And each one of those sunrises is different. No two are ever the same. And that brings me a lot of joy.
Graham, what are some of the things you do in your everyday to find joy?
I'm a real believer in presence and mindfulness, being in the moment. And so my early morning ritual is doing a series of yoga movements called the 5 Tibetans. And it's a series of mentors that sort of stretch the limbs and the muscles, but there's also very deep, very slow breathing in and out, and just focusing on that breathing, feeling it go through your nostril and come out again, just gets the day off to a really fantastic start.
I stop as soon as I get up and I listen to music with my headphones on, blasting. I can be anywhere, anything can be happening around me, and then I look outside.
Yeah, if nothing else is going well, nature's always got something to bring you a bit of joy, I think, and really appreciate your contributions today. For anyone watching, if our conversation around mental health gratitude has impacted you at all, you can talk to Lifeline on 13 11 14. Thank you so much for joining us.
If there's a topic that you'd like to see discussed on Helping Hands, visit our website and be in touch. We love talking about the things that make the world a better place.
Joy is something that we can all have in our lives, regardless of our vocation, circumstance, nationality, or beliefs. The extended conversation on our website and social channels is well worth watching. We would love to hear your thoughts on this topic. Sometimes the more we have, the more we want, and the less we have, the more thankful we can be. Real joy comes from within, from a sense of gratitude for the things we can sometimes take for granted. I'd like you to pause for a moment and consider the things that bring you joy and the things that make you happy.
If there's a topic that you'd like to see discussed on Helping Hands, visit our website and be in touch. We love talking about the things that make the world a better place.
Thanks for being part of the program today. Here at Helping Hands, we love to celebrate the good things in life, the good news stories, and the people who make positive contributions wherever they are across Australia. If you know someone who is a helping hand in your local community, write into us and share their story. It could be a volunteer at your local school, weekend sports, a major charity, or someone who simply brightens your day. See you again next week here on Helping Hands.